xthedarkone here, and welcome to another episode of What the Deck, the show where I take a popular Yu-Gi-Oh character and we analyse their deck, look at what they kind of use, and what that tells us about the character themselves. Now, last week first episode 1 I did Seto Kaiba, episode 2 I did Chas Princeton. I think today the only person I can do is my boy Jack Atlas. So, Jack Atlas, for those of you who don't know, is essentially the rival character. Again, I've got a kind of thing where I make the rival decks of all the protagonists in the shows. I've got a Kite deck as well. I've got a Declan deck. I want to work on a Revolver deck when I get more of the stuff for that. But yeah, essentially, Jack is the antagonist. He's the rival character of Yusei in 5Ds. He started out as like their friend, as part of their gang. He then was like, right, I'm up in ship, I'm getting out of it. They designed the D wheel, which is the fortune wheel, which is what Jack rides. But then Jack not only stole the fortune wheel, but took the Red Dragon Archfiend dragon and Yusei's Stardust dragon, and he went on to go and become the king, as he's often referred to as, the king of duel monsters. So he goes and he gets that done, and then when Yusei finally gets out of Satellite, Jack's there waiting for him, and he gives him back Stardust. He's like, right, come take me on. And as the show progresses, we realise that Jack's not an evil person. He just wanted, he wants to be the best, and he made all these decisions and all these mistakes. But Jack is very similar to Seto in many ways. They came from nothing, they worked hard, and now they're at the top of the game. They're very stoic characters, though. The difference is, there are a lot of differences in Jack and Kaiba as well. Jack is a bit more, got a lot more comedy to him. Later in 5Ds, there are some comedy moments. For example, Jack fucking loves his noodle cups, pot noodle things. He loves them. Red Dragon Ramen, I believe, is his favourite. There are some pretty good episodes where he's like being all funny. It does kind of mess with his character a bit, but as seeing him go from that point to this, and it was refreshing. It's refreshing, but overall, Jack Atlas is one of my favourite characters in anime, not just in Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, I got this because he has this great drive. Very, you're a fan of Naruto, he has that kind of drive. Yusei doesn't really have that kind of drive to be the best, to be at the top of the game. Jack does. Jack is all about being the strongest, and he's like, I will be the best, and I will fight through to the end, and I will go on my own strength. But then he also, unlike Kaiba, he eventually, he opens up and he does acknowledge his friends, and he's like, no, these are my friends, and I call them my friends, and and he realizes that just like with synchro summoning, you need the weaker ones. I say the weaker ones, but you need the others to make we're stronger than the sum of our parts, and you can definitely tell that in the cards he uses. But let's start off with the deck. Now I'm going to put a picture up here. Boom, there it is. You're looking at the picture right now. I've laid every card out. I've tried putting the resonators in order. I've put all the synchros in order. Now, some of you eagle-eyed viewers right now might be thinking, whoa, wait a minute, X, you seem to have 16 extra cards in your extra deck and not the required or legal 15. Well, the fusion monster, the multi-piece golem, he's in there because I just wanted to keep him with the rest of my stuff. I'm not actually using him because if you can look at the picture, I'm not using the other pieces required for it. I'm just keeping it there because it's just easier having that one card stay in the extra deck. 2, I don't do tournament play anyway, and if I did, I'm not going to use this deck for it. Although actually this deck is not too bad, which I'll get onto in a minute. And 3, it's my deck, so go f*** yourself. So let's talk about the first card, Jack's, his main card, his very soul. Let's talk about the Red Dragon Archfiend. Now, the Red Dragon Archfiend is it is in many ways the ultimate card to describe Jack Atlas. I mean, it is the best card. And I'll tell you for why, because first of all, it is a powerhouse, and that is what Jack is. He is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to not only his dueling style but his lifestyle. He goes all in. He doesn't go halves on anything. He doesn't tiptoe in. He doesn't he'll barrel in. He'll get it done, and that's just his style. That's just the way he is, and that's the Red Dragon Archfiend. But monsters that don't attack with it they all get destroyed. You have to essentially, when you're in the presence of this monster, you have to essentially go all out. You can't, and that is Jack in a nutshell, in my opinion. And that's why I think it sort of resonates with him. Not just the fact he's got the wings of the dragon, and this is one of the five mythical dragons. I just think this card is his very soul. It's a perfect. When in the Japanese, he actually says, "I synchro summon my very soul," and I would genuinely count this as the physical embodiment of Jack's soul, just because of it's not a standalone monster. It requires a synchroing. It requires to synchronize with other monsters to then create, which is what Jack required. He had to synchronize again back with his friends to sort of become his, to push himself further. It was only through synchronizing with Yusei. He was like, right, Yusei, you're now at the top of your game. I want you to be at the top. I want you to fight me with everything you've got. But once it's out, it's a powerhouse, it really is. Then, of course, you've got all the variations of Red Dragon Archery, which I'm going to put in. I've got all the stuff from the manga, all the stuff from the show, all the stuff from the 5D's appearance as well. I've got all the variations, because you got to, again, it's his very soul. You've got to have that very, if it's Red Dragon Archery, it wouldn't be a Jack deck without all that. I want to talk about some of the level 4 monsters right now. Most of them are beat sticks, but they're all another theme of Jack's deck is piercing or punishing his opponent for defense positions. That's another strategy that Jack utilizes. So defense positioning is a very bad idea. Basically, Jack's deck is to say, if you're going to defend against me, I'm not going to respect that. I'm not going to respond kind to it. Red Dragon Archfiend, if you lay all your defense position monsters out, Red Dragon Archfiend will destroy them all. He's got a lot of piercing cards. He's got Strongwind Dragon, Mad Archfiend, Lancer Archfiend. He's got the Chaos King Archfiend as well. They can swap attack and defense stats. So if they have a strong defense but weak attack, and they switch defense mode, he's like, right, I'll just switch their attack and defense around and take them out. Jack punishes defense mode. He would rather have his opponents come at him with everything they've got. Like, no, you're gonna fight me dead on. Give me everything. I don't want you to hold back. I don't want you to defend or cower. I want you to hit me with your best shot so I can it off and hit you right back. And that's again it just all comes down to. Then we have Power Breaker. Again, a very good beat stick, and it has an effect. However, because I know what you're thinking, but Power Breaker goes to defense mode if Jack didn't care about defense position stuff. What? Why? Why would he have a monster that would deliberately turn defense mode? Because he wants that effect. That card gets its effect when it's destroyed by battle or card effect. So of course, Jack's gonna hit it with a beat stick, go to defense mode, and go, right, give me your best shot. Give me your best shot. And then even again, it goes back to you give me your best shot. You've destroyed my monster, but now my monster has an effect. I'm going to hit you right back. Not a lot of spell cards in this deck, you're probably wondering, and they're all sort of themed, Double Summon, Resonator, Call, Red Scarlet, and Red Dragon Vase. But really, that's all this deck needed. There was a desynchro in there, but again, I didn't really seem to need it. The deck can synchro summon quite a few times, and I don't need to add another way to break my part and reform. So. And the chances I'm going, so I took desynchro out and I've kept it as it is. A lot of traps you may notice. Jack likes to, because that goes back again to Jack being like, give me everything you've got. Don't mess about with defending. Hit me, come at me, attack me. That's what he wants. That's why most of his trap cards are all about hitting them when they attack. Prideful Roar. All or Nothing, Synchro Deflector. I'm only names off the top of my head over there. I want to grab them in a second, but a lot of these trap cards all utilize, Fiendish Spell he can use when they attack. These are all to set up because he wants his opponents to hit him hard. He wants his opponent to go, come on, don't fuck about, just attack me. I don't want you to defend. I want you to hit me. I want to show you how powerful I am by overwhelming you. I want you to hit me with everything you've got so I can just act like it don't bother me. And that's why he has so many trap cards in this deck. Right, I suppose we can't avoid it. I suppose it's time to talk about it. It's time to talk about the resonators. Yes, Jack's other theme, apart from the Red Dragon Archfiend, is his resonators. He absolutely loves them. He uses so many variants, and I have all the variants that are released so far. I'm not sure if there are any more. But he, and I think, again, going back to who Jack is, he uses the resonators. And I know he uses the resonators a bit more later, in the show, I felt. And I think, again, it's because he understands that having that sort of resonancy with others makes you stronger. And all the resonators are tuner monsters, and he uses, guaranteed they're all used to summon his Red Dragon, to do a synchro summon of some variety. His main one being Dark Resonator, that was the first one he used. But again, Jack understands the importance of resonance with your deck, with your friends, with your peers. He acts like this, high and mighty thing, but he does get it. Overall, as a deck as a whole, it's not actually a bad deck. Because it relies mainly on synchro summons. It's got a good bit of swarming tech. Some special summon ability in there. The resonators can stick around. Some of them have resist destruction. They can be special summoned quickly. The deck it specializes in a special summoning strategy. Obviously, it's got a lot of the big tuners in there. But it's all about getting Red Dragon out. I mean, that is the deck's whole purpose is to get one form of the Red Dragon out or another. Each of the Red Dragons work with getting more tuners out. The tuners work when synchros come out. So that is definitely the main theme of this deck, and that's because the Red Dragon Archfiend is Jack Atlas's very soul, and that's why we did this episode. So yes. Anyway, guys, that's all I got time for today. What deck would you like me to do a What the Deck of next? Bear in mind, I kind of would like to own the deck in person, but if not, I will more than happily try and do a What the Deck of a character I don't own. So if you want me to do a What the Deck of another character, leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.